received. You know, as we go for Christmas, many people are doing harambis to pay hospital bills. SHA is not working. They have been deducted money, but SHA cannot pay. Many people over this Christmas have harambis to raise money for hospital bills. You know, many people, they have supplied food to hospitals, they have not been paid. Many people have supplied food items to prisons, they have not been paid. Everybody is stuck as we go for Christmas. Yet the president has the audacity to appear in parliament, drinking water, and MPs are shouting there 2 term, and he's saying how Kenya is doing well, how happy people are, you know. And he was saying, oh, he has, you know, he was in America, he has been invited there. You know, I saw Trump. I think he's a very interesting character. William Ruto was telling Trump that there are problems in Sudan, and there is a humanitarian crisis, and Trump should intervene. And Trump just looked at him because he has intelligence that William Ruto is responsible for the crisis in Sudan, and he is here pretending to invite Trump to intervene in Sudan. And Trump just looked at him. He did not respond to him, you know. So, you know, I have had. I would like you give me an opportunity to talk about the Singapore. I prepared something because I would like to debunk.
Let's actually go there, because you see, Mr. Gachagua, one of the issues that also has bedeviled this country is corruption, right?
Yes.
And corruption is not money that has disappeared. It is money that is stolen.
Yes.
It is money that has been taken. And money, as they say, has trail, has paper trail. It can be traced to where it has gone to. The government of Kenya today says, we want to get to a developed country. We want to get to Singapore. But if you look at what Lee Kuan Yew did in Singapore, the first thing he did was to criminalize corruption. If you are found to be corrupt, you would be shot dead. Today, Kenya finds itself at a position where corruption is coffee, tea, sleep, wake up corruption. If you form government, what is your promise in dealing with corruption so that the Singaporean dream becomes a reality?
Let me talk about Singapore. William Ruto is very good at narratives. Last election, he came with the bottom-up economic model. It has collapsed. He said he'll lift people from bottom to up. Those who own motorbikes will own centers and taxis. Those who own taxis will own matatus. Those who own matatus will own buses.
You believed him? You trusted him?
We
you
believed
supported
him. We believed him. It was the greatest fraud in the history of Kenya. Electoral fraud. He conned all of us and the people of Kenya. Mama Mboga, border. He doesn't talk about them anymore because he knows it's trash. He said, hustler fund, 500 shillings. What business can you do with 500 shillings? So he knows that nobody will listen to that hustler nonsense. Nobody will listen up to bottom-up economic model. So he has now come up with a new con game of Kenya should be like Singapore. Singapore, the country pursued a radically pro-business, export-oriented strategy. Singapore slashed corporate taxes, guaranteed rule of law, and built investor confidence. So what is William Ruto doing? He's saying we want to be like Singapore. This is what Singapore did. Yeah? Himself, we are struggling businesses. Our importers in Mombasa are strained. The tax regime is oppressive. It kills business. Investors are fleeing Kenya due to corruption and insecurity. In Singapore, they rose to what they became because of rule of law. In Ruto's Kenya, the one he wants to be Singapore, goons are in charge of the country. And he's saying that Kenya can be like Singapore. Singapore became what it is because of rule of law. Here is William Ruto, president of Kenya, saying, Kenya will be like Singapore, first world. Singapore became what it is because of rule of law. In Ruto's Kenya, goons are in charge of the police. Who is going to invest in this country? When goons took over Nairobi and other centers, destroyed supermarkets, destroyed factories under police supervision, who in his right mind is going to come and invest in Kenya? Number two, in Singapore, education was made the primary engine of national development. In Kenya, in 3 years, Ruto has destroyed education. The free primary education brought by Mwai Kibaki, destroyed. Secondary school, free primary secondary education brought by who? Destroyed. HELB, a system to fund university education, destroyed. And then he is saying, you know, that Kenya can be like Singapore. Singapore became what it is because education became the primary engine of national development. Here is a man lying to the people of Kenya so that they can be re-elected, that Kenya can be like Singapore. Yet the first thing he has done is the opposite of what Singapore did. Singapore made sure that education is the primary engine of development. William Ruto, who is cheating the people of Kenya, that Kenya can be like Singapore, the first thing he has done in 3 years of his presidency is to destroy the education system irreversibly. And then he's telling people that Kenya can be like Singapore. In Singapore, they had bilingual policy. English for economic competitiveness, mother tongue for identity. Okay? So here in Kenya, William Ruto says when you speak your mother tongue, you are tribal.
Mr. Gachagua, we've heard you.
When we are saying
yes,
we need identity, he says if you speak your mother tongue, you are tribal.
We've heard what Singapore did. We've had the problems that Kenya faces before it gets to
corruption.
Singapore.
Corruption in Singapore. For Singapore to be what it is, corruption was aggressively implemented. And Singapore ranks the top 5 least corrupt countries for decades. Kenya, corruption is rewarded. State House is a crime scene. Bribery is a way of life. Theft of public resources is the in thing, where ministers display opulence.
That
you know,
is...
today I saw some people from central Kenya, parastatal heads, the wider 7-star hotel, taking pictures, having breakfast, display of opulence from proceeds of corruption. Kenya, corruption is part of our life.
Mr. Gachagua,
and then Ruto is telling
Singapore.
us, he is telling us, whereas Singapore is where it is because it dealt with corruption. Ruto is a conveyor belt of corruption in Kenya.
Mr.
Look
Gachagua.
at what is happening in Ikolomani, my brother. 338 acres. 800 people are being displaced. It is said that there is gold there for 643 billion. We have information. The gold under is almost 6 trillion. This gold, why are the locals not involved?
Did you send
why is it not being...
Have you sent geologists to give you that information?
Let me tell you what is happening in this country.
Mr. Gachagua.
Let me tell you what is happening.
You send
Let me also tell you what is
this
happening in this
information?
country. Let me tell you what is happening in this country.